Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Black Book, and we're about to determine the fate of the Black Book in Vasalisa. I have two choices here. I can destroy the book, or I can escape hell. Oh, I'm thinking I'm going to escape hell, because the book hasn't really condemned me at all.
Can you save the game at this point?
I could, but I would... So what happens when you save is you do the location over again. So I would have to do
So
all
it
of...
doesn't matter.
Yeah. So I would have to do both fights against Satan and everything.
Go with your gut.
Uh, I mean, it could be a very... Narratively, it's a very nasty power, but mechanically, it hasn't displayed that it itself is cursed. It's what you do with it. Because, I point out again, I have zero sin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna escape the hell. Oh, that's not good. It's resealed and still existent, so somebody else could get it. Oh well. It's a very beautiful game. I love the bits of folk music here and there, and I love all the folklore that they put through it.
Mm.
I mean, it is 19th century Christian syncretized with local myths, so and especially very Christian ideas on witchcraft and very judgmental. So some of the morality present in the folklore was but it's interesting to see the folklore, and it's really beautiful game, and I liked the story.
Mm.
They did a wonderful job on this, and I just love Vasalisa as an example, as a character. I have a quote from her as on the thing I'm writing for Monster of the Week. I have a quote for her on the article on advice on being a hex,
Mm.
because she feels very much like I'm taking on this dangerous power to achieve my ends.
Yes.
Excuse me.
You're excused.
Fire snake, by the way, is not a snake made out of fire. It is a demon that looks like a corpse missing its spine.
Ooh.
And they call it a fire snake because one of the ways it can manifest is as a streak of fire in the sky, and then it will come back as it'll take the appearance of somebody who's recently dead. It's like, no, I'm actually alive, but if you pay attention, it's missing its spine. That's how you can tell it's a fake. I think it was missing something incredibly obvious. Spine is what I'm thinking of. I'm just sitting here going, uh. I am going to try to load up to see if I can. So, what do you think of the way the game plays, Branwin? What you saw of it?
It's um, it's interesting. Like from watching it, I don't really get it. It seems like it's a bit like Slay the Spire and similar games.
I haven't played. I've played like Across the Obelisk, but I haven't played like Slay the Spire. But I
Is it
imagine
similar to Across the Obelisk?
cool. Yeah, I would imagine it's a deck builder, so I imagine it's
Yeah.
the same.
Okay. I mean, you've played Across the Obelisk, so
Yeah,
is it like that?
a little, a little bit. Not so much really, because with the Across the Obelisk, you on on one run you you collect cards, right?
Yep.
Um, and then when you do the run, you're back down to the base cards for that character again. And this one, you are collecting cards as you go along, but
Yeah.
you it's not like in Across the Obelisk where every card you have is in the deck you're playing right now.
Yeah.
In this case, it's like each deck I have. Well, it's actually each book I have has two decks, and the combination has to be between 13 cards and 33 cards. And there's two
Mm.
decks. There's the order deck and there's the key deck. Um, and you tend to get more orders than you do keys.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and a lot of the keys are like the things I'm doing to increase myself, like the vampirism was a key, and the orders of the things are your main attacks or your main buffs or your your central strategy, I guess is the
Yeah. So it's gameplay looked interesting. I like the style and everything.
hmm.
If it's any consolation, I think being you didn't become the queen of hell, and that would be metal as heck.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I imagine
but
I imagine if I was playing a high sin thing, it would let you become the queen of hell or something because there's the whole throne thing going on.
yeah, um, but I also get it. You probably had to do a whole bunch of things that to get that ending. You'd probably have to do a whole bunch of things that I probably wouldn't do either.
Yeah, I mean, um, we always do in our games. We really tread the line of the sacred dark.
Oh
The
yeah,
the the dark creatures they're not terrible. They're just creatures, and they have powers that are considered evil. But
So that's the whole story.
whoa,
Whoever saw it is saying lots of things. They say it was possible to look into hell itself at those crossroads. That is how Vasilisa disappeared. But then, at the old church in Piantek, a certain icon painter started living there. What was his name? Petrovich, was it? It was after the Red Army came. He started working on that icon. Something to do with hell. So he draws, and there is Satan, even fiercer than usual. I don't know about Vasilisa. They say a lot. What to believe, and what of our Uyezd? You know yourself, I think. Such is the story. There were fewer chorts in Vilgert for a time, but there were some for sure. Now you can't find that many, although there is still something of that sort out there. Friends of Vasilisa? I know all about them. Petka began hunting different chorts, and the Kolduns that remained started smoking them out. I know about Akulina as well. She wanted to be a witch like Vasilisa, but then there was no time for sorcery. Married Petka. They lived well. Fyodor changed his life for the better. Went to Perm and played in the opera house orchestra. Had talent, that one. Nikolai lived well with his chort of a wife for a long time. Even the Soviets didn't hurt them, as if they had some kind of Zagabor protecting them.
Oh, wonder how. Wonder why that is.
Karnish started living in his forest. They say he helped out the peasants. There was one story during the war he helped a guy. Ah, well, I'll tell it some other time. She had a skull also, so they found it and buried it.
Oh, right. The vampire that's just ahead that wanted me to do something horrible for his loyalty mission, so I didn't complete his loyalty mission. I betrayed him basically, so he was very surly from then on.
It is said that his head was rolling in the coffin by itself. The horror. Proshka disappeared.
Oh yeah, God cat.
Cats. What can you do? That nobleman who was studying science created some sort of devilish devices all his life. I don't know what happened to him afterwards. The Bolsheviks killed him, I guess. And Yegor? Old Yegor stuck to his business as a Khaldun. Taught children how to read and write. Taught his evil knowledge as well, it is said. Brewed love potions for women as well. He became strange, though. Always walked around with his head wrapped.
Yeah, that's because he's trying to hide that he's now a demon.
And so, that is the whole story. Everyone here remembers it well to this day. Do they believe it? I don't know what to believe myself. Time flies, you know. It's not the same as it used to be in the days of old. I'm glad I told you all this before I forgot it. My, but it is late. It's time to say farewells.
Oh, endless battles. This is a wonderful image. Let me try to load up. Are you going to make me do the whole thing again? Yeah, I would have to do the second fight. But, let me see here. Yeah, I would have to do the second fight, to get to the, other ending. That would take some time, though.
Never! I will be I couldn't care less.
I guess we can try. Okay. Spikes. Lazarus. Yeah, you're healing. Well, you started at 666 and you're going up. Okay, cool. I'm gonna do damage myself for pretty much no effect, just try and clear a hand to get things I want. There we go. should have gotten some of those cards that let you, what do you call it? Look for draw more. But that would just slow the deck down even more. Burning blood. You're up to 800. Oh, good. One of the bits of advice I'd seen about this game, playing it, is that when you every deck, every build you have tells a story, and it's the story of how I kicked your ass. I just really like the vampire deck. The defense deck gets the defense. All three of my decks are very keen on, are not very keen on. Very much early game, I have a risk. Then as soon as I stabilize, I just start building strength and strength and strength, and it becomes really hard to topple.
Yep.
I do love the design thing of this, of the serpent yeah, it's just really cool. Okay. Granted, I'm not one for snake equals evil, but when we're talking about the Serpent of Eden. And yeah, a lot of the stuff that gets you sin, some of it's minor, like robbing graves, and that you'll come across some old graves that have been forgotten. If you rob them, you'll build up some sin. But some of the sin stuff is like murdering people, and it's like, no. Oh, I could have used the Khuldoon Fiend. My vampirism is up to 61. Not that you'll ever see me heal 61, because I'm never 61 hit points down. But yeah, I really love this because it gets around things like ethereal and all the stuff that just says I take no damage. Vampirism gets around, or Serpent Sting gets around that. Because it just does damage direct to health. It's not an attack. And it circumvents a lot of the things that prevent you from taking damage. Or enemies, anyway. And so it just is really fun. It really fun to just ignore the enemy's defense methods. But I do like hitting, like, where I have 20,000 shields. I just have to be wary that, like, every one of them, there's going to be a villain out there, a monster out there that has a build that will just wreck one of my things.
Knows no bounds. Nothing.
Like for spell disease, does damage to you based on how many shields you have left at the end of the round. So my defense deck or my snowball deck get wrecked by spell disease if I don't manage it. And there are a couple things that the vampirism doesn't work well with. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. There is an achievement for getting a huge number of words in one Zagavor. I have... It's supposed to... from what I've heard, it requires a very... it requires deliberately going to put in a lot of words into the thing.
The things you've studied. Was it not I who created them? I knew all of your tricks, but even with this mighty artifact, you were a lousy student.
The is it stalactite or stalagmite? The stone beard, though, anyway, is kind of cool looking. I'm apparently a great sorceress. And my vampirism is up to 99. And his waist is up to 118.
Eternal suffering awaits you. You think you can hide?
Let's see if he survived. So, Branwen, what do you think? Do you think he's going to survive long enough for the waste to kill him?
No.
He just might. Yep, waste got him.
Ah,
He had 12 hit points left.
very close.
Okay. And this time we're going to destroy the book and see what happens. So that's one way it could have ended, but this is the way it really ended.
Hmm.
We are not destined to be together, it seems. There is no... Only you both wish things were the way they because... But you can't save the very flames that created all this power.
Here we go. Let's see what happens when you destroy the book. Everything. Load-bearing book, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I got the righteous. Oh, this is pretty. I get to go to heaven with my beloved. I guess that's a good ending. It's not that bad, actually. Oh, wait. There's two people there this time.
Yep. Well, two black voids.
True. Let's see what the story ending is like
So
this time.
that's the whole story. Whoever saw it is saying lots of things. They say it was possible to look into hell itself at those crossroads. That is how Vasilisa disappeared. But then, at the old church in Piantek, a certain icon painter started living there. What was his name? Petrovich, was it? It was after the Red Army came.
Is that the guy that painted the cursed picture?
He started working on that icon. Something to do with hell. But he didn't manage to finish the drawing. It was empty. Weird, eh?
Ah, because Hell got kind of upset.
I don't know about Vasilisa. They say a lot. What to believe and what of our yes? You know yourself, I think. Vilgort and Cherdin lived well afterwards. All of the Kolduns were gone for some reason. Evil spirits were gone as well. All of them? Who knows? Some say that there are still Shishigas in the deepest woods. but who knows for certain? Friends of Vasilisa? I know all about them. Petka began hunting different chorts, and the Kolduns that remained. Started smoking them out. I know about Akulina as well. She wanted to be a witch like Vasilisa, but then there was no time for sorcery. Married Petka. They lived well. Fyodor changed his life for the better. Went to Perm and played in the opera house orchestra. Had talent, that one. Nikolai lived well with his chort of a wife for a long time. Even the Soviets didn't hurt them, as if they had some kind of Zagabor protecting them. Karnish started living in his forest. They say he helped out the peasants. There was one story during the war he helped a guy. Ah, well, I'll tell it some other time. She had a skull also, so they found it and buried it. It is said that his head was rolling in the coffin by itself. The horror. Proshka disappeared. Cats. What can you do? That nobleman did a lot of good. Built hospitals and whatnot. I don't know what happened to him afterwards. The Bolsheviks killed him, I guess. And Yegor? They saw old Yegor in church often. He was praying for forgiveness. Maybe Vasilisa forgave him as well. Here he is, in the village photograph. He became strange, though. Always walked around with his head wrapped. And so, that is the whole story. Everyone here remembers it well to this day. Do they believe it? I don't know what to believe myself. Time flies, you know. It's not the same as it used to be in the days of old. I'm glad I told you all this before I forgot it. My, but it is late. It's time to say farewells.
Okay, so destroying the book makes everything, by and large, better.
Still not the Queen of Hell.
Nope. But I do love this game, and I like the fact that I have finished this game in the... I mean, the videos for this are going to take longer to go out than the Hellblade ones, but I finished this in the same week that I finished Hellblade, and
Yep.
they're very similar stories. Because Hellblade is... You're playing a young woman who lost their fiance, or husband, really, in that case, and is out to try to save his soul, and is dealing with grief, and faces the monstrosity that was done to her by her father. And in this one, you're playing a young woman whose fiance was murdered by her adoptive father, and is going on a progression through witchcraft to try to save her beloved's life, and has to eventually accept that the offer she was given is not an honest one, and finds her own peace. A sort of eldritch peace in a interesting afterlife, but still. It's I like the story. It's very cool.
Yeah.
And
No, it looks good.
yeah, I'm going to go ahead and finish this off. And this will have me with Pathfinder down. This will leave me with just needing to finish Neo 2 and Battletech. And then I'll have to... We know what's going to replace Sinua, because that's our play together thing. But I'll have to figure out what I'm going to replace when I get those other two games done.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Be interesting.
good to talk to you later. Bye.
Later.